Guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. And if you're new here, my name is Nishitha. I would love for you guys to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. I wanted to review the Too Faced Born This Way Super Coverage Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. That's a really long name. So they recently came out with a new concealer and it's supposed to be super full coverage. So I wanted to test out the concealer. And I'm going to pull up the claims on the Sephora website and see what they have to say. So it's a hydrating, full coverage, weightless 4-in-1 formula that conceals, contours, highlights and retouches. So you can use darker shades than your skin tone and use this as a contour as well. I didn't buy 4 different shades. So it is hydrating, buildable, multitasking concealer. It's supposed to mask imperfections, smooths and sculpt skin for natural looking coverage. It's infused with coconut water, alpine rose and hyaluronic acid. That's cool. Skin loving ingredient that... Thank you. I got my coffee. No. Bye. It has hyaluronic acid. And it has to be crease free and weightless wear that's so naturally flawless. They'll think you were born this way. Okay. I got 2 different shades. If you guys watched any of my previous videos where I review concealers or where I do makeup tutorials, you know that I like to use 2 different concealer shades. I usually use my skin color concealer closer to my under eye, so that will cover all the darkness, and on top I prefer to go in with a lighter shade so that way I can highlight my face. I have dark circles. I personally would not recommend going in with a concealer that is 2 to 3 shades lighter than your skin tone because that can give you a grey overcast. So this method works beautifully well for me. Actually, they have 20 different concealer shades. That's quite amazing. I mean, not as amazing as the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, but still much better than other brands that come out with really less shade range in their concealers. And I got a sand and warm sand. So I'm going to pull you guys in closer so you can actually see the application process well. So first I'm going to take the shade a warm sand. I'm going to work one eye at a time. I think that's enough. And I'm just taking my beauty blender to blend it out. And I want to show you the applicator. It's like the Tarte Shape Tape one. It's this fat applicator with a pointed end to it, which is really good. I mean, and the size of the bottle is the big elephant in this room. It looks like a foundation bottle, not a concealer. It's very rounded and it's very big. And you get actually 0.50 fluid ounce, which is a lot more than what you get in other concealers and in Tarte Shape Tape. And then on top, I'm going to use the shade Sand. So you can see the difference. The concealer is definitely a super full coverage concealer. So now I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. I'm going to speed up through this process. And this concealer definitely is blending out really well. And as you can see, I did not use a whole lot of it, but it definitely is covering a larger area. So it definitely spreads out really well and blends out beautifully. Actually really liking it. As you can see, it did not dry down to a complete matte finish. It still is very hydrating, and I haven't set the concealer yet and it hasn't creased on me. So far I'm really impressed with the blendability, the coverage and the fact that it's not drying underneath my eyes. So I'm gonna set the concealer in place. I'm gonna use my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I'm gonna do a little bit baking on one side just to see how this concealer works with baking process. If the powder, like the baking process is going to make the concealer look really dry. And on this side, I'm just using a powder brush and slightly setting the concealer. Since the concealer is not completely matte, you definitely want to set it, because when I applied the powder, the concealer definitely transferred a little bit onto the brush. So if you want to make this concealer transfer proof, you definitely want to set it. If you have dry under eyes and if you don't liking this baking method, you don't have to do it. Just take a little bit of it, go closer to your under eyes and slightly set it. That way it's not going to look as dry and cakey. So I'm gonna let that sit for like 1 minute, and then I'm gonna kick off the bake. This side definitely looks more matte than this side, even in person I can tell, but it does not look heavy or cakey or anything like that. So far I really love this concealer. Now I'm gonna do the wear test and see how long this concealer will last without caking or creasing underneath my eyes. So I'll see you all at the end of my day. Hey guys, so I'm back and I've had this concealer on for about 7.5 hours now, and I want to say the concealer did not budge. It definitely is super full coverage. It is really long wearing. It is not at all drying underneath the eyes. Like the coverage wise, blendability wise, longevity wise, I really love this concealer. I honestly think that this is even better than Tarte Shape Tape, and the reason I'm saying this because Tarte Shape Tape can look a little bit drying underneath the eyes sometimes. But whereas this one, even though I baked it, it doesn't look drying at all. I think I really love this concealer and I highly recommend you try it out, because you pay $2 extra but you get much more product than you get in Tarte Shape Tape. And I also want to say that this concealer has better shade range than the Tarte Shape Tape. Tarte Shape Tape does have I think more than 15 shades, but the undertones are not as versatile as I would like, and most of them do not work for my golden undertones. Whereas with this Too Faced concealer, you definitely have shades with right undertones for warm tan and medium skin tones. So I definitely recommend you try this concealer out because it gets a huge thumbs up from me. I'm going to pull you guys in closer so you can see why I like this concealer so much. So as you can see, the concealer did not crease. It's not looking heavy or cakey underneath my eyes. So that completes this video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I really hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the bell so you can get notified every time I upload a new video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.